and welcome back. For those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Hari and I run this channel on Ideation Unplugged, where I talk about ideation methodologies, principles, and quite a few other things. Today, I'm going to spend some time walking you through what are business models. When we have an idea, we start with the problem in mind and then start building out the solution. Along with building the solution, it also becomes very important for us to identify how we are going to generate revenue. There are various models of what you can think of, and there are certain models where you can start making money from day one. There are few models which will take time for you to make money. For example, starting a YouTube channel will not allow you to make money on day one. It will take its own course of time. Whereas manufacturing a water bottle might fetch you revenues from day one, the day you start selling the product, not when you got the idea. So this video, we will dig deep into what is business model and how you can translate your idea into a business model and start working on bringing it to reality. Let's jump ahead. So let us start by understanding what is a business model. In simple terms, a business model is a framework of demonstrating how you're going to make money. Simple. Now, it's easier said than done. Many a times it takes a lot of iterations. Even for me, it took a lot of iterations with Haplo and Studio Navaka to come to a point of where we generate revenue. But it's an ongoing process, specifically if you are providing personalized services or if you're providing SaaS products. It's an emerging way of how you can generate revenue. Now, let us look at the three important components of a business model: the value proposition, the value capture, and the value delivery. The three things which are very important for you to identify in your product or service to start making money. Now, what is value proposition? Value proposition is nothing but why the consumer should pay you the money. What is the value you're creating or providing the end user with your product and service, and how much are they willing to pay for that? As simple as that. So you need to identify that component first. And how are you going to get the money? What you want is by providing value capture or identifying value capture. Now, value capture, basically what it does is exactly finds what is the value you're providing. I'll give you an example. With WhatsApp, what is the value it is creating? In simple terms, it is providing you a seamless communication experience. That's about it. So you can now send a message. You can see if the person has seen the message and they are responding to it. Whereas in a traditional SMS, you never know it went to them, did they see, or did they miss seeing it, or whatever. So simple value is I'm sending a message. I know if the person has seen it or not seen it or not responded it. As simple as that. That's the value capture. That is what a consumer requires. They need to see the value. And third aspect is how you're delivering the value. Is it a seamless experience? Is it a product? Is it a technology? How are you providing that delivery? Also plays a very, very important role in how you generate money. So for example, today we buy a lot of things on Amazon and many of them have returns. This has been an existing model for quite some time around the world. So when you sell a product on Amazon, you really don't know if the consumer is going to keep it or not. So you need to factor in that piece too. The delivery is awesome. The packaging is awesome. The consumer loves it. They'll keep it. Else they will return and say, give me another piece or refund my money. So until the end point, you really don't know how you are going to make the money or not. So you need to identify these three key aspects before you start going into identifying what kind of business model you're going to build. Now, let's look at what are the various kinds of business models and how we can utilize them in our product. Predominantly, there are two types of business model, the pipes and the platforms. Now, let's get into each one and understand what these business models are and how we should start looking at incorporating whichever makes sense into our product or service. Let's start with the pipes. So, pipes are the models where you have a certain way of delivering a product or service. So, you are collecting raw material and then you are manufacturing or providing the service through your channel, and you take full responsibility, and you also find ways to make money either repeatedly or a one time service. So the first model in pipes is a razor blade. Now, what is a razor blade? As the name says, these kind of business models do not survive on their product, but rather survive on repeated services. The classic example are your razors and your printers. I think hence the name came as razor blade. The Gillette company or anybody who manufactures the razors, they sell it only once. What they make money off are the cartridges they manufacture. So it's a repeated business. Consumer is hooked to the razor and they keep buying the cartridges. That's what is the predominant aspect of making money. Now, if you look at the printer companies, you buy a printer once in like probably 5-8 years until unless the technology changes or you want to upgrade to a better printer. So, but they survive on the cartridges and the replacements, the ribbon or any other components which need to be replaced. That's where you make the money. So these are the kind of businesses which have repeated revenue from the consumer even after selling a product. The second is the reverse razor blade. Now, as simple as a razor blade, but it's the reverse way. Now, if you look at any of the phone manufacturers, the Apple or the Samsung, they sell the device. So you buy the phone, but we don't realize we make a lot of investment in purchasing apps, purchasing services, the iCloud or the Google Cloud, whatever it is, you're paying repeatedly for these services while you are using their base product, which is the phone. So this is a reverse razor blade methodology where even though your product is a one sell, you have repeated aspects coming from the consumers when they purchase apps or purchase your services to enhance the experience of their device. The third thing which comes into picture is a franchise model. This is not rocket science. This is more like your McDonald's or the KFC or something like that. You set up your product and you franchise it. Nowadays, we see a lot of kindergarten school companies which set up a kindergarten school in one city or one area, and when it clicks, they start franchising out. And when you franchise out, you make money when they pay you a franchisee fee, and also monthly they give you a cut of the business model because you are also providing the services and the support required for training and all the other aspects. So this is a franchisee model. The fourth one is pay as you go, as simple as your electricity bill or your water bill. They're the services provided by the respective bodies, by the government, and you pay how much ever you use. Simple, no complication in that. So the one-time setup is the connection to your house, and after that, every month, whatever you use, you keep paying. The fifth one is being the manufacturer. So in a pipe model, when you are becoming a manufacturer, again, I take the examples of Apple's or Samsung's. The reason being, if you notice, their manufacturing is completely outsourced. They don't do it in-house. So Apple, you can see the phone, you can see the stamp behind the phone, which says made in China, designed by Apple California. So they are not actually into manufacturing, but they sell the final product. They source the components from various providers and they bring them together. Somebody else brings it together. In a few cases, they themselves build it together and finally sell the product. So this also becomes a pipe model. Now, take a moment to understand what kind of a model you're building. Even for SaaS companies, which is the talk of the town today, they are utilizing various other aspects of services and bringing them together and providing the service. For example, when we do analytics in Haplo, we do have few subscriptions to use to mince our data to give us the final outcome. So we tell how it needs to be done and we do it. The second is we use AWS, DigitalOcean, Azure, whatever services which are required to host a platform and then sell it. Now when I sell the product or the service, it's a subscription model, and whenever the consumer is paying, that helps me maintain all my services together. So in a way, I don't call myself, or we don't call Haplo a manufacturer, but we are in that model of where we bring things together, stitch them together, and provide a solution to the end consumer and create the value experience for them. Let us look at the second one, which is nothing but the platforms. Now, what are these platforms? In simple terms, you are creating an avenue for others to come together and sell it, and you make a cut out of every sale they do. The simple example is going to be the Amazon, right? Many manufacturers or service providers, they come onto Amazon, they sell the services, and whenever they make a sell, Amazon takes a little cut and give it back to them, give the remaining money back to them. So those are platform models, but let's go in detail and understand what are these platform models. So first one is fee for service. You are providing a service and you are charging a fee. Classic example are the mobile operators, satellite TV, any of these guys. They are charging us money for the monthly consumption of their services. So they themselves are also not manufacturing, but they also bring few other services together and create that platform for you. It becomes convenient. So you only pay one person, and that person takes care of managing the whole product and give you the value experience you require. The second model is the bundling model. What happens in bundling model is where I talked about the Amazon example or Flipkart example, any of these examples, they bring services together. When I say bundling, why did I give this example? Whenever you shop on Amazon or Flipkart or any other e-commerce website around the world, when you buy or when you want to buy a product, when you go in, it says, since you purchase this item, you might be interested in these items. I'm sure you followed that. That's actually a classic business model for Amazon. So if you go ahead and purchase that model or that product along with this, for example, you're buying a laptop and it shows people who also purchase this, which is nothing but the case for your laptop. So you can buy it. So they're bundling various products together. Otherwise, Apple, if they're selling a laptop, Dell, when they're selling a laptop or a monitor or whatever, they're not giving you a cover along with it or a pouch along with it. So these third parties come onto Amazon and pay a certain fee to be shown as a bundle product. So you are more interested to go ahead and buy it one shot. Let me buy all these things. I want a mouse, I want a keyboard, I want a sleeve for it, a case for it, or a bag for it. All these things come into picture, and finally you pay the price. So they're bundling it together to sell the product. So interesting, right? So everything becomes a revenue model and a revenue stream. The third one is becoming an affiliate. Now, affiliate models are where people affiliate themselves or product affiliate themselves. For example, you have, let's say, a Apple store or a Tumi store, and you say we are an affiliate or we are authorized sales or service center for these companies. So it's an affiliate model. So I pay a certain money for the main company to become their affiliate, and also based on all my services, the main company keeps taking a cut. So why this is important or how it makes a difference is when you are exclusive for a company, your reputation also goes up, and also company has to provide that kind of services what people expect out of the main company. So That's how it becomes. I gave an example of YouTubers or bloggers because these days we see a lot of people becoming affiliates of certain brands, and they sell, and when somebody purchases because of that person, this person also makes a small cut of the revenue, and the main company has made a sale. So that's also a business model which you can consider. The next is the freemium, and freemium, I don't think there is any other classic example than LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a professional tool, and you go ahead, put your entire life history on it, professional summary on it, and slowly they start pulling you into purchasing the LinkedIn Premium. We will show you you as a first result when people search for certain keywords. Now, once you start building it, then you get into Sales Navigator, which helps you reach out more people. With Premium, they give you about 5 or 10 emails, and with this, they give you about 50 emails per day. So it becomes more appealing to you. So freemium, they start as a freemium, but they make enormous money selling those services. I'm sure if you subscribe to LinkedIn Premium or LinkedIn Sales Navigator or LinkedIn Recruit, which are too expensive, but they provide that quality of service. So this is one model you want to consider if you want to provide that extra additional value to your end consumer. The next one is the subscription. Subscriptions are very simple, SaaS kind of models, or these days it has moved on to owning a car too. Car, you lease it out. You don't purchase anymore. You either personally or professionally through your company, you lease out the car. It's a subscription model. So you lease the car 5 years, use it, pay a monthly fee for using, and give it back. And during these 5 years, all your service is taken care and everything is taken care. So your headache is coming down. Yes, this model is not picked up a lot in India, but this is a very, very known model across the world because it brings down the total cost of ownership to a very decent level and also removes the headache of you when you have to take it to a service. So other examples of subscription platforms are your Google, Apple, Android, whatever are, these are all services you purchase. You start with a free Gmail, then after a certain time your emails increase or your photographs increase or your music increase. They say you're running out of space, subscribe to the next level. So that's the subscription model where you pay and you keep using their service. The next one is the marketplace, which we talked about it earlier. It is nothing but the Amazons and the Flipkarts or anybody who are creating the marketplace for you. Along with it, even today, Facebook has a place. I use the examples of second sales just to differentiate between using the same example at different business model levels. So OLX in India is one of the most known place for selling any goods which you don't want, and if people want, they will buy. It's like a seconds market. Facebook also has identified this is to be a very good business model, and they started Facebook Marketplace, and I think they're doing pretty decent with it. So these are marketplaces where you bring products or services together and sell it and charge a fee for that sale. The next one is the brokerage. Brokerage is nothing but you're charging a small fee for selling a particular product or service. The simple example are freelancer or your real estate brokers, where you provide the platform, I bring the consumer and I take the cut for introducing you to the consumer and then start going. Freelancer has become even more, a little bit more stronger by offering freelancer premium and freelancers verified. So they charge money for that for you to come onto the top because there are more number of users on the platform today. So whereas a real estate broker, as the time goes, when they are known in the market for doing good sales and getting good leads, they also start charging more brokerage for their services they provide. The last one is the retailer, and retailers are none other than people who bring various products onto one platform and start selling. Target, Walmart, in India, Big Bazaar, DMart, they are all large retailers where you find all products from various companies under one roof. So they get it for a lesser price and sell it at a market price, so that becomes their profit margin. And these are the areas where they look at when they give discounts and everything. So they give away their bit of card so that the sales increase and more volumes leads to more profit. So overall, this is the whole aspect of business modeling. The two types, pipes and platforms, and what you can use for your product or service is left up to you. Again, I'm saying it's easier said than done. If you talk to people around to understand how you can get the value out of it, or read some books or get something done to understand how you can generate revenue. And let me tell you, this doesn't happen overnight. It takes its own course of time. So after we looked at the pipes and models, I did mention that I will show you the business model of Studio Navaka. Now, I didn't want to do a transition. It's a fair aspect of our business model. Look at this. So we do three things. One is fractional CTO services, and one is the product school, and the third one is my YouTube channel, which end of the day will become a part of a revenue generation aspect for the entire organization. Now, from the fractional CTO services, what we do here is work with small, medium, large enterprises where for a particular product, they requires a tech kind of an approach. They engage with us and we look at their entire execution of the product. Now, when it comes to the fractional CTO services, we also look at the coaching the team members and the product strategy and ownership. All these three aspects go into that. It adds a lot of value to organizations because we come with a third-party perspective. We are not part of the organization. We're not part of the culture or whatever it is. And then we come with fresh perspective and just focus on the delivery of the product. Now, the YouTube channel, it'll take a long time. It's today I started. Tomorrow, as the organization grows, I'm sure we will have a lot of other people pouring in the content. And for these things to happen, it'll take its own course of time. Now, there are various ways to generate revenue on YouTube, as you know. So those things come into perspective and can become an added revenue for the organization. From a product school perspective, there are three things what we do. One is a 12-week ideation program for ideators who are just beginning and want to understand the whole nuances of building their idea into a product. So it's a 12-week program, and it's designed as one session per week and one-on-one with each participant to help them with their idea. So it's very personalized to these participants. The third aspect is product coaching, what we call it. And this is more for the beginning leadership level or a senior leadership level as to how they should manage the product and the team from mapping it to the organization vision and mission. So it becomes a professional coaching engagement. The second what we do is a personalized product coaching. So for large organization or small, medium, large, anybody you can take, what happens is once the founder goes up the ladder and the team starts building, the translation of the vision mission keeps getting difficult. So that's where we come into picture, work with the leadership team, understand the vision mission, create a framework of how that passion and that commitment is boiled down to each and every person on the team. So when the team is together, it becomes more successful. So these are the things what we do, and I want to call this a combination of a pipe and a platform model because of various things what we do here. A pipe because of the fractional CTO services, or the product school is more like a pipe because we are building things together and delivering it so that it becomes more convenient for the end user. So it's a combination of pipes and platforms is what we call. So that's Studio Navaka's business model, and now you can map it back to whatever we've talked earlier. I hope you enjoyed this video on business modeling and how to pick the right model for your product or service. So If you're an entrepreneur, good luck. You've started with an idea and now you're starting to understand the business models and how to incorporate them. If you have any more questions, please do not hesitate to write them in the comment section, and please don't forget to subscribe. You're going to have an amazing time going forward.